You've come to beg on the door. Forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore.
Wednesday night, as we all know, is an absolute shocker. I mean, it's probably the lowest point for Stoke over the last decade. I mean, it's been an amazing decade, but it just shows you how far we've dropped. We didn't just lose to Wigan, we got battered by them, and they looked comfortable all over the pitch. And after those first 20-25 minutes, it was game over. We looked like a team from a different division, a lower league, competing against a much better opposition. And what is certain is we have to improve, and we have to improve quickly. I've been very patient with Rowett, which I think is fair enough. He's just into a new job. He's coming to a club that's, I wouldn't say in crisis at all, but on the pitch you could argue we're in crisis, and it's going to take a lot more than I anticipated to turn this team round at the moment. But we need to improve quickly, starting with Hull. So my first 11 versus Hull, I think for me, I don't know if many people will agree, but I think it's gone beyond maybe the tactics. I think it's down to the mentality. We seem so nervous to be on the ball. But I still believe that 4-4-2 is the best formation for us. I think it's when we look the most threatening up front. And even though we were very poor against Wigan, then first 20 minutes was arguably the best spell of the season so far, and that is not saying much. I'm really clutching at straws, but I thought we looked threatening for a brief period of time. So I will stick with 4-4-2. Butland in net, obviously. Left back, for want of a better option, I mean, it's going to be Eric Peters. We've not really got much depth at the left back area. Centre backs, it's going to be Ryan Shawcross, and the rumour is now that Indy might be fit for tomorrow, and if Indy's fit, naturally he will partner Ryan at the back. Right back, Edwards has had a so-so start to the season. And if Bauer's fit, Bauer has to start. I think I've said several times that he's a very good right back. He's not the greatest start of the season, but then who has? So moving on to the midfield, it's weird to think we've got such lack of depth on the wings now, especially with Tom Ince being unavailable. I'm going to play a 4 in the midfield because I'm so keen that we persist with 4-4-2 because it's the only time we've looked remotely threatening this season. Left to right, it's going to be James McLean, another player that has to improve and has to improve quickly. He's not looked great at all, if we're totally honest. I've seen him play better for West Brom and Sunderland in the past. I know that what we've seen so far of McLean isn't it. I hope to God it's not it, because if it is, it's a big worry. But I know there's better to come for him, so I think it's worth persisting with McLean. In the middle, Joe Allen and Etebo. There's no way, surely, that Rowett can consider Fletcher and Allen again. For some reason, them two together, they look so slow. And Allen at the moment is very close to being dropped in my mind. He's an absolute shadow of the player that we have seen for Stoke City. I don't know what's the matter with him. He signed that new contract. He's clearly up for the fight, or else he wouldn't have signed it. But we're just not seeing the Joe Allen we know we can see at the moment, and it's bizarre. He's got to step up immediately, because if he doesn't, he will be dropped, and I think that'll be a fair call. Etebo to play alongside Allen. I thought he looked reasonably bright when he came on against Wigan, or as bright as you can do in that shambolic performance. And on the right-hand side of midfield, and it kind of pains me to say this, but I'm struggling for options. I'm going to have to plump for DIOUF, and I imagine that one will get slaughtered in the comments, and I understand why, but I don't know who else we've got. Maybe I'm overlooking somebody. I'd love to accommodate Bojan on that right, but I just don't think he'll track enough and give us enough cover. And up front, Berahino, who had a reasonable game against Wigan, and Afobe. I'm still convinced if them two can click, they will look great, certainly at this level anyway. So just to recap, Butland in net, Peters left back, Shawcross and Indy centre back, Bauer right back, left to right midfield will be McLean, Joe Allen and Etebo, with DIOUF on the right, and Afobe and Berahino up front. Something tells me this is my predicted first 11 is going to get slaughtered, and I kind of know where people are coming from already, but we've got no depth on the wings, and it's something I've been thinking for a long time.